Coping Skills here, back with another reaction. I have been warned, and so another reaction to The Warning. Today we're going to do Choke. Thank you so much, everybody who has made suggestions on what to do. I am overwhelmed by how much content they have. I mean, they've been doing this for a long time. There's so many cool avenues that have been suggested in the comment section, and I really want to get to more. But today we're just going to do a simple reaction to Choke. I previously did the 4 Sandman, Enter Sandman videos from Metallica, kind of a progression, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. But I want to hear something fairly new and a music video of theirs. So, an original song, Choke. In any case, if you're new to the channel, I'm a licensed mental health counselor in Florida. Started doing reaction videos to try to raise mental health awareness. So if you like the content, please consider subscribing. Maybe leave a comment, hit that like button. If you want to support the channel even more, you can leave a super thanks or join the channel as a member or buy me a coffee. The link to that is in the description of the video. But without further ado,
I won't say goodbye. In the end, it won't matter at all. I'm sure I won't survive the fall.
wow. Yeah, this is a little bit different than the songs that I've listened to of theirs so far. Really, just Enter Sandman and then the TEDx that I did. But this is a lot more emotive. It's really deep. It sounds like it's about some really kind of deep underlying pain that's going on. I think some of the phrases that she used that were really illustrative of what's going on were wearing tears like jewelry. That one really stuck out as a kind of a metaphor for almost showing off the tears, right? But they're something that you're known by. Some people are known by their jewelry. It's a distinct and unique thing that they wear. So if your tears are your jewelry, then you're definitely letting them show. You're not hiding them. You're kind of showing them off, and you're just kind of letting that pain out. And then also being shoved down to drown really kind of gives that feel of kind of giving in to whatever is causing all this pain and just letting it or not. It's taking you over. Maybe you're not letting it take you over, but something is pushing you so far down that you're drowning in your own pain. And musically, man, Danny's voice is great here. She's really laying it down, and just the 3 instruments sound so full. And when you can do that with an electric guitar, a bass guitar, and a set of drums, and make it sound really full, you know that the musical talent behind those musicians is really strong. So the music of the song is composed really well, and it's a great just rock kind of vibe to it. But yeah, I'm gonna go back a little bit and try to pay attention a little bit more to the lyrics. And I'm also always surprised because every time that I've heard them speak, I know that English is their second language. They articulate very well, and that's very impressive. So yeah, let's go back.
I won't survive the fall. Weigh your tears like jewelry. That vice is overpriced, but artist at its time with me, don't cry. Just let me drown. Let me drown. Let me dive in, sinking deeper. Push my head, drop me till I drown. Let me drown. Drifting out of trust, slipping down my throat into my lungs. It's cold, but this is where I'll stay. Comfortably unpaid. Weigh your tears like jewelry. That vice is overpriced, but artist at its time with me, don't cry. Just let me drown.
Yeah, gonna stop it again. Man, I really like some of those lyrics. Kind of setting comfortably in pain, almost this feeling of accepting the pain that you're in is a really illustrative and poignant way to describe somebody who's going through a lot of pain, and it feels like you kind of come to terms with it, almost like um, there's nothing that you can do about it, and sometimes there's not a lot you can do about it. So it's a really interesting kind of question or supposition from a mental health perspective, because emotional pain, physical pain, they're very different. And sometimes there's a lot you can do about it, and sometimes there's very little that you can do about it. So finding out where you are is understanding a psychological term called your locus of control. LOCUS, locus of control, is understanding what you can and can't control. And if you have a good locus of control, then usually you're able to put forth effort into things that you can control and make some changes. Unfortunately, when emotional pain has really got you down, or you're really depressed, or you're really low, or you're in the height of anxiety, your locus of control gets really whacked, and you end up putting a lot of effort in things that you can't control at all. Maybe trying to control someone else, maybe trying to control your circumstances that you can't, maybe expressing a lot of angst or feelings about things that are outside your control because you want to control them, but you can't. But if you're able to kind of weave in and understand the things that you can control, then those efforts are put forth into the right spots, and then you can actually dictate a little bit more of the things that are effective in changing the path or the outcome. It's not a blanket statement, because every situation is different, and sometimes you can't control anything, and sometimes there is a lot that you can control. But from my counseling experience, something that happens often is people will come to counseling and say they're in a relationship, or it's a parental relationship, or a romantic relationship, or even like a roommate or friends or what have you, and somebody else is doing something that's affecting the client, the person in front of me, in negative ways, and they kind of are expressing their desire for the other person to change their behaviors, but they can't force somebody to change. So it's a hard truth sometimes to realize that you have to look at yourself first and understand what your behaviors are towards yourself and what you can control, and put your focus there, hopefully it can cause a chain reaction and there's change in the other person. But if you're expecting somebody else to make changes first, that's outside your control. You can make changes about yourself first, or you can set new boundaries, or you can make life changes, but expecting it to happen in someone else, that's when you're in outside of your locus of control. This song is kind of hitting on a lot of those things because pain, either physical or emotional pain, can bring you to a point where you feel like everything is out of control. You just kind of like, there's nothing I can do about it, and you just kind of accept it. And sometimes there's a peace in that when it's true, but sometimes if it's not true, then you're missing opportunity to make things better. Even if it's for your own mental health, if you have physical pain, strengthening your mental health is possible, and that can help you manage the physical pain better. Does that make sense? Sometimes if it's a mental pain, like emotional pain, sometimes getting healthier physically can help you manage the emotional pain better. Anyway, let's get back to the song. A little mental health break in the middle. But I love the video too. It goes really well along with the words. I'm sure I'm missing some lyrics, but I'm just into the music as well.
Wear your tears like jewelry. That vice is overpriced, but art is dead. It's time with me. Don't cry. Just let me Let me dive in, sinking deeper. Push my head, drop me till I drown. Like a machine, every day I'm on hold. Breathe in, breathe out. I keep on waiting to lay up my will. I wish I would just stay. Let me drown. Let me drown. Let me dive in, sinking deeper. Push my head, drop me till I drown. Let me drown. Let me drown. Let me dive in, sinking deeper. Push my head, drop me till I drown. Let me drown.
So I brought up the lyrics just to make sure that there's wasn't anything that I missed. I called out the wear your tears like jewelry, but I didn't mention the follow-up to that was the vice is overpriced. So a vice of having jewelry is being overpriced. These tears are overpriced, so it costs too much to cry over this thing that's causing you this pain. Maybe is a way to say it's causing you a lot of pain. You're shedding tears, but it's not worth crying over this. So that might be something that's in there as well. I kind of like that. And then continued on, art is dead, it died with me, don't cry. So this expression after saying don't cry because art is dead, it died with me. And there's a verse towards the end of the song that starts with like a machine every day I'm on hold, like an answering machine on hold, kind of wanting an answer. So posing the question for this pain, but being on hold, so never getting the answer or that question of why am I in pain answered. I really think that's a very clever lyric. I like that one. And then on that same verse, breathe in, breathe out. I keep on waiting, tearing at my will. I wish it would just stop. So there's a few lines in here, and it kind of gets a little bit darker as the song goes on. So it kind of starts with "Don't cry, it's not worth it," into "I'm still in pain. I just want it to stop. I feel like I'm on hold." Like listening to that, elevator music, basically. And then I still don't have an answer. I'm still not getting out of this. And that's the way that pain can feel sometimes. So I really appreciate those lyrics and wanted to call those out as well. Do my due diligence analyzing the song. Rock On. That was a great song. I like Choke. It's a great song for emotional expression when you're feeling low and you just need to kind of scream it out a little bit. And I noticed Danny's had a little bit of growl a couple of times there that I really liked. I know that there were some suggestions that really illustrate some of her ability to growl as well, which I'm looking forward to getting to at some point. So next up, I'm really looking forward to, I think their second album is like a concept album from start to finish that tells a really interesting story about unrequited love, basically. Uh, so I'm thinking of maybe just doing that whole album. I don't know. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And then kind of taking it from there. But there's a couple other things that I've been suggested to do before that as well. So, yeah, let me know in the comments. Is there something that I should react to before I do that second album, or should I just dive right in? Let me know. Thank you for joining me through this choke of expression of pain, and I will catch you with the next one. Until then, click on something else. Keep watching.